What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another aircraft maintenance engineering cars exam practice questions for you guys that are new to my channel. My name is Peter. I am a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer and I help aircraft maintenance engineer apprentices to pass the cars examination 80% and above. So if you're an apprentice that need that type of help, click the link in the description and book a consultation and let me see how I can help you out. All right, so imagine if you're doing your car's examination and you get a question like this, right? The overall repair, installation, modification, removal and installation of a component of an aeronautic product is option A, elementary work; B, maintenance; C, servicing; D, serviceable. Before I give you guys the right answer, let's go through some of these options here and understand what they are talking about, right? So first, I'm going to explain what elementary work is. So basically, elementary works are tasks done on an aircraft that does not require a maintenance release. So the key word, elementary work, do not require maintenance release, right? So first, elementary work, right? No MR. So basically the terminology MR means maintenance release. So elementary work does not require a maintenance release. And for you to perform an elementary work, you do not require a AME license. So basically a licensed person, if you're licensed or you're not licensed, does not matter, right? But for you to perform an elementary work, you need some type of approver, right? The approver has got to come from the owner of the aircraft. The owner of the aircraft have to give you the approver to do an elementary work. But you do not require a maintenance release or you don't require an AME license to perform an elementary work. And where can you find the list of elementary work, right? You can find the requirements and the list of elementary work on cars 6 to 5 appendix A. So you can find the requirements, the list of tasks that are considered elementary work on cars 6 to 5 appendix A. When it comes to memorizing the list for your examination, me personally, I don't recommend you cramming the list. And that is because it's a lot of them, right? If you go through the whole appendix, you can see a lot of lists. What I usually recommend is go through the list, understand the format and how those lists are being placed, right? You know, the common things about those lists, right? Just understand that, right? Because in your examination, you're not going to remember everything you cram about it, right? So yeah, that's where you can find the list of elementary work on the car 6 to 5 appendix A. Secondly, elementary work does not require a maintenance release, and you don't need the AME license to perform an elementary work. And lastly, you need some type of approver from the aircraft owner to perform the elementary work. Secondly, I'm going to talk about maintenance. So what do we understand by the term maintenance? Maintenance is any tasks that require removal, installation, repair, inspection of a component of an aeronautic product. So whenever you remove a component from an aircraft, right, it involves the installation, the removal, the inspection, the repair of that component of an aircraft. It's considered maintenance, right? And for every maintenance done on an aircraft requires, right? So for maintenance requires MR. So every maintenance you do on an aircraft requires a maintenance release, right? So what do I mean by maintenance release? Maintenance release is a certification that whatever maintenance done on the aircraft, right, it's first of all is done in accordance with the aircraft maintenance manual, right? And the aircraft is airworthy, basically, right? So for every maintenance done on that aircraft is satisfying the job is done properly, the job is done in accordance with AMM, and the aircraft is fit and safe to fly. So basically the aircraft is airworthy, right? And every maintenance done, right, every maintenance done requires a maintenance release. And for you to sign a maintenance release, you require a AME license, right? You require an AME license, right? But having an AME license does not give you the full authorization to sign a maintenance release, right? Most companies have something called ACA. So it's an authority certification, or aircraft certification authority. So that gives you the authority to sign the maintenance release, right? And for you to get an ACA, you gotta go through the course for a specific type of aircraft. Once you get your AME license, usually the company sends you for a type course. And once you pass this type course, you get the certification. Now you have the approval to sign the maintenance release. But the key word here, every maintenance, right? Maintenance involves the removal, the installation, the inspection, the modification of every component of an aircraft. And for every maintenance done, you require a maintenance release, right? So that's the key word there. The next one I'm going to talk about is servicing. So what do they mean by servicing? Servicing is every task that does not require the removal, installation, or any type of altercation of components of an aeronautic product, right? So whenever you're not removing, you're not installing, you're not modifying, you're not doing any type of modification of a component, right? It's considered servicing. A good example of servicing is, let's say for example, your aircraft comes from a specific destination, right? You check the oil level, you see the oil level is a little bit low, you want to add some oil. You adding the oil is called servicing, right? Basically, lubrication is a good example of servicing. So basically, servicing is any task performed on an aircraft or aeronautic product that does not require you physically or altercation of that component. So does not require you removing, installation, modification, repair of that component is considered servicing. And lastly, we're going to talk about serviceable. So what do they mean by serviceable, right? Let's say, for example, you want to install a component, right? For every component, you need some type of certification, right? That says that component is serviceable, right? And the most common certification is called a Form 1. For you guys that are in maintenance, you already understand what the Form 1 is. A Form 1 is like it's a certification that says the component, before you install the component, Form 1 shows that the component is serviceable. So basically, this is a component that's either gone through some type of inspection, some type of repair, right? To make sure the component is still in accordance with this type design. So make sure the component is still serviceable, right? You cannot install any component that is not serviceable, right? And the most common certification for the component is called a Form 1. Form 1, right? And usually every serviceable component usually come with a green tag. For you guys that have worked in maintenance, you already know what the green tag is. The green tag usually shows like whoever did the inspection or the repair, right? And the signature of the person. It usually come from a shop, right? A approved shop that performs the maintenance on that component, right? So those are the terminology. We already understand what elementary work is. We already understand what maintenance is. We already understand what servicing is, and we already understand what serviceable is, right? So to find the right answer, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what the answer is. The overall repair, inspection, modification, removal, and installation of a component of aeronautic products. The right answer is maintenance, right? Maintenance. And the reason why is no option A, elementary work, right? Elementary work does not require a maintenance release. Does not require an AME license, right? And we already know we are going to be modification, we're going to do some removal, we're going to do some installation, right? So whenever you do an installation and removal, you of course require a maintenance release, right? So elementary work cannot be the option, right? Secondly, servicing. We already know servicing does not require removal, does not require installation, right? So servicing cannot be the right answer. Serviceable. Serviceable is like you're showing the aeronautic product is serviceable. So basically the aeronautic product, the component, right, is fit and safe for that aeronautic product. It's still in accordance with this type design, right? But the right answer is maintenance. The maintenance involves the installation, the removal, the repair, the modification of a component of an aeronautic product, right? Hopefully you guys understand this. I try to make it simple as possible. These are common questions you can get on your examination. I remember this specific question came out on my examination, and this is something I help apprentices with, to give you guys common questions that you can expect on your examination. So if you're an apprentice that need that type of help, you need someone to guide you through, you need someone to show you the right way to study, you need someone to show you the common questions being asked on the CARS examination. I am an aircraft maintenance engineer, and I help apprentices with those type of things. So all you got to do is click the link in the description and book a consultation, and let me see how I can help you out. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel and you find my videos informative, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.